The Chen Sea Resort is a small facility on the west coast of Phu Quoc Island. The price is reasonable, but there are some trade-offs. Stay tuned for a full review. Phu Quoc is a Vietnamese island in the far southwest of the country, surrounded by the Gulf of Thailand. You can reach their airport on a short 40-minute flight from Saigon, or a bit longer from one of the many other cities which serve the island. Located around 20 kilometers north of the airport, the resort is an easy 30-minute drive up the coast, where it's nestled among many other resorts such as Mango Bay, Movenpick, and the Shells, among others. There's no denying that this is quite simply a small resort. The reception area is adequate in size and in a rustic Indochine style, as is most of the resort. I've seen Chen Sea referred to as a boutique resort, but I'd have to disagree. Boutique has many meanings these days, but for me the primary definition is a small hotel or resort with an impressive focus on their common facilities. The facilities at Chen Sea are nice, but there's nothing over the top. If you're looking for a home base while you explore every inch of the island, this might be a great spot. But if you're looking for a large resort to set up camp for a week, there are probably better options out there for you. We've got multiple other reviews from around the island that you might want to check out. Located adjacent to the reception and pool area, the spa and fitness center are housed in small, open-air huts gathered together in a well-manicured tropical setting. The fitness center, a treadmill, spin bike, and a collection of free weights, is a bit disappointing, but the treatment huts are nicely equipped as long as you don't mind an open-air massage. The pool area is beachside and a great size for such a small resort. The pool is surrounded by loungers and umbrellas on three sides, and I'd imagine even on the busiest of days, it won't be too hard to find a chair or two. To the right are the restaurant facilities, which we'll take a look at a bit later. From here, though, you can get a sense of the scale of the resort. Below the restaurant is a small sundry shop and a cocktail bar which lead out to the resort's private pier. Because of COVID regulations at the time of my visit, the pier wasn't fully set up and operational, but you can imagine how nice it would be to have dinner out here, with the sunset behind too. The beach was clean throughout the day and featured light golden sand and clear waters, typical for this part of Vietnam. At 190 meters, or 620 feet in length, the beach was more than adequate for the number of guests that could possibly be staying at Chen Sea. Further down the beach, in front of the rooms, there are plenty of loungers available, as well as non-powered motorsports, both free and paid, available directly from the resort's beach. On our way now to take a look at our room for this stay, a beachfront villa. One big thing to take note of, generally a villa would be freestanding, but the sea view and beachfront villas at Chen Sea are attached and have 2 units per house. The rooms are well maintained and pleasant for the most part, but they are starting to show their age. If I had to point out 2 areas for improvement, they would be the amount of light available in the room, simply due to this strange window placement in the front, and the weight of the sliding door to the terrace. To open or close them, I have to put all of my weight into it, which became pretty annoying right away. Rooms are nicely equipped with a single-serve espresso machine, kettle, ceiling fan, and well-stocked minibar. The walk-in closet is more than adequate for 2 to 3 people, no matter how many bags they have in tow. A few more hangers would be appreciated though. The room is a bit of a mixed bag of older features that sometimes are appreciated for their aesthetics, but sometimes you just wish they'd upgrade them. The beds were comfortable though, and had reading lights above on both sides. Opposite of the bed was the bathroom, which ran the full depth of the room. The toiletries on the double wash basin were nicely stocked, and though I'm not a fan of non-tamper-proof bulk toiletries, their honey-scented soaps were really good quality, and a nice departure from the default lemongrass-scented soaps that all resorts seem to be using these days. The shower is open air, but private enough with lengths of bamboo blocking the view from the side of your villa. Overall, the bathroom is nicely outfitted, if not a bit dated. The bathtub is located on the outside patio, which had multiple seating options and a decent view of the water around 30 meters in front of the beachfront rooms. Take note that there are reed sunblockers that can be lowered for a little more privacy, but the terrace and the bathtub are never fully private. The sunset was not much to speak of that night, but the food certainly was. For such a small resort, I was expecting, standard 4-star resort food. But I was happily very wrong, and the mostly Italian dinner menu was the highlight of the entire resort. Food truly worth sticking around for. The next morning, the beach and pool staff were laying out all of the cushions for the hammocks and loungers before 6:30, which I thought was a nice touch and earlier than most resorts, especially during COVID. The resort has 4 categories of room. The row closest to the beach were the beachfront villas, behind which there was a row of sea view villas, all staggered so they truly did have nice views. Behind them were a row of jacuzzi villas and then pool villas, both of which were freestanding units with much more privacy. Ahead of us, and as I turn around, you can see the full size of the resort, which was well manicured from corner to corner. When booking, if you go for a beachfront or sea view villa, I highly recommend requesting a unit further away from the pool area for much more privacy. This is the room I was originally assigned at check-in, and you can surely see the lack of privacy here. The included breakfast buffet was more than adequate with multiple stations and a live egg station as well. It wasn't on the same level with the dinner quality I had the night before though. The restaurant has multiple seating and lounging areas, but I think the outside patio was by far the best place to sit. This brings us to the end of this video. For our regular viewers, this marks the start of regular posting again, with a lot of content on its way from Vietnam, Thailand, the US, and more in the coming months. If you've enjoyed this review, please give it a like and subscribe to see many more videos coming very soon. Stay tuned for the flip-flop score.